Married at First Sight, season 19, finishing up episode 12. I also started watching the next episode, and it is complete torture. Torture. Complete torture. Anyways, this is 2 days, episode 12, finishing it up. This is 2 days before decision day. Okay. Jill. Jalen and Josh, they went out for lunch. And they're talking about Burning Man. Like, she is saying to him, and I thought this was so powerful, that you could go to Burning Man this year, and then next year we'll go do something similar. If I was Jalen, I wouldn't want to do it. I'm not gonna spend 10 days in no bushes, in no woods, with no hotel, no fresh running water. No, it wouldn't be me. Okay, I wouldn't even marry somebody like that, because eventually he's gonna want you to go. And so Jalen says to Josh that the reason why she said for him to be with somebody else is you want to be with somebody that, if that's such a big part of your life, you need to be with somebody who enjoys it. So then he's back to, it's okay, you don't have to go, right? So in her tape that she does by herself, she says, Josh does a good job of making me feel uncomfortable, but she is fearful that he is saying what she needs to hear. And a lot of men do that, ladies. So this is why I don't overlook red flags, because they will say what they know you need to hear after you've already seen something that you don't like, or they've already told you something you don't like. And so now they're going to try to piggyback and say, oh, no, it's okay. That's not what I meant. No, ma'am. That thing will always come back to kick you in your teeth. It will always come back to kick you. If you don't have a fight about it today, he gonna have a fight about it tomorrow. So if she wants to go to Burning Man, and then she won't go to Burning Man, but you want to go to a retreat next year, guess what? The following year, he's gonna be nagging you. You need to go to Burning Man. So if Burning Man is so important to Josh, I think you need to find someone who enjoys that with you. You shouldn't be with somebody who don't want to have nothing to do with it. I don't even like going to the beach because it's so hot. Imagine me in some bushes in the woods for 10 days, walking around in leaves, with no bed and no cotton. I could not, and no AC. I couldn't. And I think Jalen is right in that he is saying what he needs to say to make her feel comfortable, but the truth is he really wants you to go. Okay? So then we go over to Belinda. She's waking up, and she claims she spoke with Chad, and they're going to be doing some talking today. You know how I feel about Belinda. I think that Belinda is a big lie, and she just needs to go ahead and be honest. I'm not saying Chad is this great, wonderful man. Of course, he has some red flags. If I was dating, I wouldn't even marry a man that's been divorced one time, much less 3 times. Now, mind you, I was in my 20s and 30s dating. I just think that if you've been divorced in your 20s and 30s, it's a doomsday for you, for a man. So for me, I didn't want a man who's been married and divorced. Now, ladies, if you're in your 40s and 50s, it is damn near impossible, 99.9999% impossible, that you're going to meet a man that's not married. So this is why you need to kind of have a liquidating journey. Oh, girl, that's powerful. I just write that, right? So in my 20s and 30s, I'm not going to marry a man that's divorced. But if I was in my 40s, and sister, God forbid, child, at this age, I think I would probably want to end up be by myself. But if I was dating in my 40s and 50s and he was divorced one time, then I could see it. Me, Janice personally, I could say I keep it to myself, but I'm just saying, if you're dating and you've met a man who's 50s divorced, you might have to take a look at that. Okay, but we all know Belinda doesn't like him, and she's trying to play it off like she does. And the truth is, she doesn't. By the way, cousins, did you see the quick video I did last night about the reunion? Did you see it? Let me put a thing up here. I did the best dress of the reunion. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure. Ooh, you got a lot of files each brand. Okay. Be sure to check that for me. It was really funny. Thank you for the shout out to the cousin that says she was like, love it, hate it. Be sure to see that video. I did it like quick last night when I came home. And first thing I do when I come home, I get in comfy clothes, honey. So make sure you look for that video, the reunion looks, and tell me what you think about it, okay? So then Dr. Pia comes over to meet with Chad and Belinda, and they're all matching. They all had on like a purple, pinkish top. And Belinda brings up how her ex-husband would be yelling and screaming and throwing things, and the kids would see that. So I'm wondering, was Chad doing those things? I don't think he was, though. He said that, I don't think you understand me. Like Dr. Pia said to Chad, you are completely out of your element, which he is. And I feel as if Belinda doesn't understand that about Chad, even though, I feel that, especially as men, as grown men who are going to be the head of my home and family, you need to be able to adjust. But at the same time, thanks shout out to the cousin in the comments that said he's a combat veteran. So there are some things there that we need to be fair about, right? Hold on, let's expand this. Here we go. Hold on. I'm back. So I think we need to address Chad's trauma also. I don't think it should only be about Belinda's ex-husband, so on and so forth. Again, I don't think Belinda's being honest. I think she's a liar. I think she is lying. I think she's not attracted to Chad. I think she doesn't like him like that. Somebody said that her ex-husband was really handsome. I thought he was okay. I think Chad is better looking. I do agree Chad needs to lose some weight, get rid of that good. A lot of older men that age, they do have a good, but my thing is, if you can't bend over and see your toes, something's wrong. And you need to really work on it. Dr. Pia said, what Belinda's experience is trauma, and it's fight, freeze, and flight. Chad is fighting. I think that's what she said. He's fighting, and Belinda's freeze or flight because she's seeing, for lack of a better word, red flags that she's seen before, which I'm totally with. I just think that if you see things in men, ladies who are dating for marriage, that you don't want to be a part of your life, or that's a red flag, I think you should run. The problem with Belinda is she's not being honest. She's looking for a way out because she doesn't like him. So it's like, I can't really address the issue because she's not really addressing the issue. And I think until she's honest with herself to say, listen, I don't really like him like that, then I don't think we can really have a good solution because she's not being honest. Okay. So then we go over Derek and Megan, and they're getting ready, the baby room ready. Is it me? I just don't think she's pretty. I think she's lying. But anyways, she's getting the baby. He's moving in her house. They're getting the baby room together, and then I fast forward through, and because I just can't stand them. Okay, the only people I really want to listen to is Chad and Belinda because I know she's lying. And Derek is saying, like, there's more of a reason for us to stay together, because you're pregnant. We're going to have a baby. So it's like we have to kind of stay together, which I think that's why Derek is saying yes. She's allegedly pregnant. But then she said, but I also think it wouldn't be that different from other situation. Like, even if we're not together, we could still raise a kid together. And I'm like, if you're not together, how can you raise a kid together? Why would you want to have a kid with somebody you don't see yourself seeing together with forever? Is it me? I just do not get the feeling that Megan is pregnant. But anyway, she said she's pregnant. We gotta believe that the girl is pregnant, even though I don't believe she is pregnant. And you grew up, Megan, in a two-parent home. Your parents are still together. Why would you want to be raising a kid with a man you're not together with? I just can't. So then she says, like, I love Derek, like, but not because we're pregnant mean we have to stay together. Huh? So you coming from a two-parent home is okay with having a baby outside a two-parent home? Granted, stuff happened. Yes, I remember I had a baby at 16 because the dum-dums just come in the comments like that. You had a baby, I sure did. But at 40, girl, I could never. But I would never place myself in that position to be pregnant at 40 for a man I was married to or was going to be with together forever. Okay. So then she says, well, not because we're pregnant mean we have to say yes. You're going to have to say yes, boo boo. Derek is going to say yes because you're pregnant. Look, just like he said, this is what I wanted, but it happened more sooner than I expected. Okay. It's a 2025 version of a shot waiting. You know what a shot waiting is, right? The girl get pregnant and the father go down to the boy's house with a shotgun and say, you gonna marry my daughter? That's basic. Well, not exactly, but I'm just saying. I think Derek will say yes because Megan is pregnant. I don't think if Megan was pregnant, he would say yes. Because he's seeing her crazy nutty side as much as we're seeing it. So then we over at Pat and Rhonda, and I forgot to say condolences to Rhonda's family. Her stepfather passed. They've been married for like 40 years or 41 years. So condolences to Rhonda and her family. So they're talking, and I'm listening to Pat, and I'm like, Pat, stop telling her all of this because you need to say no on decision day. And he's like, I will love you and I will honor you. Yeah, love her and honor her, Pat, by saying no to her on decision day. I still didn't do the spoilers, but everybody already know the spoilers, which I think is fake because I think they paid them all. There is no way these people said yes on this decision day. There is no way. Everybody should say no on decision day, but for some reason, according to the spoilers, everybody say yes. How? How is that possible? The producers paid them to say yes. It has to be. You want to tell me none of the couples say no? The producers pay them extra money. Okay. So we go over to the two people that I cannot stand, Will and Brittany, and they're on the couch, they're talking. And you know what I don't like about these people is like no is not an option. I'm watching and I'm like, oh, no matter what I'm gonna say, I love you and I'm gonna say yes. Why is no not an option? Like no should be an option. It's like these people think you get married and we're gonna stay together. No, the jingle say you get married and at the end of 8 weeks you will decide if you want to say yes or stay married or get a divorce. So going in thinking it's gonna be a yes, wrong. It could be a no. And at the end of this, we will see what Will is saying. And I'm like, no is a complete option, Brittany. So, anyways, she's getting all emotional with her elephant eyes and some big behind eyelashes. Her eyelashes are big and huge. Her fingernail is big and long. Don't stay with her, Will. Okay. She's getting emotional because tomorrow's decision day. Pat also left Rhonda. And at the door, he's trying to kiss her, and he was like, "Give me a kiss," and he grabbed that neck, honey. I was like, "Oh wow, go ahead, Will." A little aggressive there. But I just think that a lot of these people don't realize that no is an option. Like, even though Megan get on my nerves, I appreciate her saying it could be a no. You know what I mean? Like, don't stay with me because we're pregnant, but these are things you think about before you get pregnant, because you do want to raise a baby in a happy, healthy, two-parent mother and father. Let me clarify, husband and wife. It's a Christian channel after all. In a happy, loving, two-parent home. Okay. So it's decision day, and Will says something to me right here that to me is extremely important.
And I'm so blessed to be married to you.
I am honestly really focusing on just giving myself the time to write the pros, the cons. Over the last couple of weeks, I've kind of ignored my feelings, my thoughts, because I felt as if I couldn't express myself based off of how she may react or how she would feel.
I really appreciate him saying that, and I love that. As much as I can't stand Will, I love that he's so analytical, and I love an analytical man. Granted, God created men to be analytical, but they do have to get control of it. Women, we are emotional. We react based on our emotions, though it is our enemy. We have to get control of it. But he's like, over the last couple of weeks, I haven't been able to be honest with my feelings because of how she would react. So my question to you is, Will, do you want to say yes to somebody who you cannot be yourself? Like, I feel like he is saying he's not able to be himself. And in marriage, men it should be that they feel safe and comfortable to be themselves and express themselves. And I think that Will was not able to do that because Brittany is so emotional, and she has victim mentality. So she thinks that everything is against her or about her. And I just don't think Will should say yes on decision day. I don't think anybody should say yes. Like, this should be a season where everybody says no. But I think it's important to realize, ladies who are dating for marriage, that it is important for men to be themselves. If they want to cry, like my husband's mom passed, he just laid on my shoulder and cried. That should be okay. This was a few years ago, by the way. This was a good dog. And so I appreciate him saying this. So even though he's not like one of my favorite person, I just love that he's so analytical.
It's just more so of me trying to figure out if I'm willing to hedge a bet on her learning to accept my feelings.
No, and I don't think you should. I don't think you should hedge a bet on her accepting your feelings. So these are things we talk about, ladies, in dating for marriage. Like, these are things you see and you would walk away because you're thinking, can I spend forever with this person dealing with this situation? And I think it's fair for him to be asking these questions. Okay. The people in the comments talking down here on social Facebook that Brittany missed a bullet. Brittany ain't no good. Like, if I had to choose between Brittany and Will, I'm gonna go with Will. Because this girl needs to be in consistent counseling. She ain't no good. Okay? And when I say good, I don't think she's a good woman. Let me just clarify. She's not a good woman, though she's 27, so she still has some time to kind of become a good woman. But I don't think Brittany's a good woman. I don't think so. I don't think if Will says no to her, he's not missing out on anything. If anything, he is saving himself and his life a whole lot of trauma, drama, and a whole lot of foolishness with her. Like, because the way people are talking about Brittany on social, I'm like, who are they talking about? It can't be Brittany unless these women are just like her and you're emotional and you're full of trauma. You need to go to counseling. You haven't seen a therapist. That has to be what it is, because Brittany is no like, hold on to her, hold on to her. She ain't no good woman. She's just a typical 27-year-old who's been used and has been trying to buy love her whole life, who been ran through, will probably continue to be ran through until she goes to counseling and therapy and really gets some help for her emotions and all her thoughts. And she ain't no good woman. If anything, Will is the one that missed the bullet. Okay. So I just don't understand why you had to do this, Will. Like, why did you need to call her? You don't need to call her and let her know your decision.
Trying to think about what my biggest fears or issues were with the relationship. And after putting all that together, I just called Brittany and let her know that I was going to say no.
As you should. And this is what I'm talking about, Brittany. Why is no not an answer? Why does it have to say yes? Because you need to go to therapy. I don't like that Will called her to say no, to tell her he was going to say no, unless this is a producer stunt or something. Like, why did you need to call her? The decision is yours. This is why you take time apart, so that you can make the decision by yourselves. Hint, hint, ladies, you need time apart. You can't forever be in his ears and him in your ears. You need time to put your thoughts together, to have a clear head and clear emotions. So I just don't understand why you needed to do that. Why you need to call her and tell her what your decision is versus just make the decision.
I'm not gonna lose my shit.
Like, why? You go to decision day, you make your decision in your head, and you go to decision day, you say either yes or no. He looks handsome, by the way. I wish you had came to the reunion looking like that. Why? Why you had to call and say yes and tell her you're going to say no? It doesn't make sense to me. It really bugs me that he did that. You shouldn't have done that. This has never happened on decision day. Not to my remembrance. I didn't watch the last season. Maybe they did that, but I don't like that he called her to say no. Okay, that's the end of it. Come on back for I still have time. Come on back. We'll just watch part of the reunion. It's total torture. I'm telling you. I started watching it. It was oh my God. Can I just fast forward to the end where it's yes or no? I love you. I absolutely adore you, my cousins. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, share this out for me. Talk to you later. Bye.